When you're told to work on a number of different things, what do you actually work on? Because again, there's only so much time you've got, and yeah, you'll master these things later in life and as time goes on naturally anyway. But what is the most important thing to work on? What's the biggest thing that will boost your life? Do we want to have a think about things like looks maxing? Do we want to have a think about things like making more money? Well, I've shared a few of my opinions in the past. I think generally making money is a huge thing that most people need to improve because it is the big determining factor in what you do with your life, right? And people might say, well, that's not true, money's not everything. Look, tell me that if you're working 14 hours in a warehouse because you haven't got any of it. If that's your situation, money is everything. And that can be all of our situations if we're not smart about how we spend our time and our money making money, right? So money therefore is quite a big deal. But anyway, looks maxing. Is that a thing? Well, I've got a haircut. This is a recent development. If you've been watching, you'll know this. Is that something to consider? Well, I've said it in the past. I think looks maxing is a thing that a lot of people do need to work on. But I've also made videos on both of these subjects talking about why money and the concept of looks maxing is not everything. And I do have my reasons as to why I believe that. I'll start off by outlining the most obvious one for both of them. It will not solve your problems. And what I mean by that is, look, money, yeah, if you're broke, you need more money. That's just a fact. But looks maxing, why would you do looks maxing? It's to make yourself more attractive to other people. And why would you want to make yourself more attractive to other people? Because it makes you more appealing. And I've said before on both of these topics, there's an element of truth to it, right? Maybe I look a bit sharper with a haircut, maybe I don't, maybe the other hairstyle suited. But what I'm saying is the way you look does affect things in terms of attractiveness. But what I'd say past that is this. Look, let's say we give you all the money in the world, everything that you want, the best looks. If you don't know how to speak to people and interact with people, it means nothing. Perhaps a longer than average introduction to today's video, but an important piece of context nevertheless. Look, past looks and money, you need to have social skills, right? And I see so many young people lacking in this department. You would be surprised. And it's not my opinion, it's not something that I've seen on the internet, right? Because I know a lot of people see these internet things and there's no way to verify them. This is what I've seen in real life. A lot of young people don't have any confidence, right? They don't have the confidence to speak to people at the counter, so they always use them, the machines where you pick what you want. A lot of young people do not have the mindset where they can take risks of just having a chat with randoms. A lot of young men specifically can't even talk to girls at all, outside of their social circle. And that is a worrying state of affairs. But fortunately, it's also one of the easiest things to fix. I mean, looks maxing might be the very easiest thing that anyone can do, because when you have a think about it, what do you need to do? Well, improve your style, improve your looks, go to the gym. Quite easy. And I would say that making money is the hardest thing that you can improve, because if you have no knowledge and no skills, how do you go about making more money? That's not getting a job, right? Not increasing your hours. How do you get more money? Most people will be a bit lost for options. Now, spoiler alert, I have a Patreon course link in the description, so if you want to, and the bio as well. So if you want to join the Patreon and learn how to make money, click on the link in my bio. But what I'm saying is this, right? That's a hard thing to do. The middle ground, I would say, is your social skills, because they will be important whether you're rich or poor. Look, I know people say on the internet all the time, well, money's a determining factor, or looks is a determining factor. Look, I've never been short of friends, I've never been short of female attention, all that sort of stuff, because I can interact with people. I can talk like a normal human in the world, I can talk to normal humans in the world, and I can be myself. I can have opinions and share my views. And what that means is you can share your personality. This is how you get people to genuinely like you, by being you, and not being afraid to be you. Being a strong and brave character. And back on point, a lot of guys seem to think looks maxing, money making, and then I'm going to be able to do this and that. Look, you will still have the same level of confidence and social skill. So I think it's number one that most people need to improve on. And like I say, I talk from personal experiences here. You would be surprised, if you are an older person probably, the amount of young people who do not have much social skill. Men and women, right? Boys and girls. They don't have much social skill. And I think it's because it's an easy rut to get in. Number one, it's not something that can be measured in quantity. What I mean by that is, if we're talking money, for example, well, how much is in your account? It's very easy. Attractiveness, I guess you can gauge that by how other people perceive you rather than yourself. But confidence, how do you gauge that? Now, like I say, I've been in a lot of different positions in life, and I'm very fortunate for that. People might say, well, you come from a disadvantage. I find it to be a massive win. Look, I've been quite poor. I've been quite well off. Not like a millionaire, right? But all my needs financially taken care of. I have been, I don't know, in certain times where I don't look very good. I've been in times where I think I look quite alright. And it has made a difference. But the biggest thing is confidence and social interaction. Look, I've been nervous and shy. And then I've been at other points where I've been absolutely unstoppable. Because what is the way to meaningful social connections, right? Look, if you've got a Lamborghini, that's cool. Them girls might like you, but is it for the right reasons? Or if you've, I don't know, got a Lamborghini, and now you're in a cool friendship group, but do these people like you for who you are? You've got to question these things, and you may find out the answer's no. Now, for that reason, let's extrapolate the results of only looks maxing, or only getting more money, and not doing social elements. What's going to happen? Well, now think about what your life's going to look like. You're going to be in a place where you've got all this money, but you can't trust your friends because you don't know if they're legit. You can't trust any of the girls in your life because you don't know if they're legit. Whereas if you genuinely had the confidence to know that you are the person, right? You genuinely are the hero. You are the person who you wanted to become, and people will like you for you. You will be unstoppable. Because the people in your life will be genuine. You'll have a team behind you that is worth more than any money in the world. You'll have people that'll back you up. And also think about it. If you are social and you can talk to people in a certain sort of way and you can come across in a nice way, you are going to have more opportunities because of that. People are going to give you better roles. People are going to perceive you as a stronger character because that's how you come across in the world. I'll give you a prime example now. I'm not saying that everyone will be, but we're 7 minutes and 40 seconds into this video. If you're watching at this point, it's because you like how I'm speaking, what I'm saying, stuff like that. That's my opinion, that's my personality, and it's who I am. Now, anyone can have that, but how do you achieve it? Well, it's by not being afraid to share your genuine self. And like I say, I've been in times where I've been broke, I've been in times where I've been quite alright. And I've always had friends, I've always had a group of people around me, right? It's never been relative to money, which is a good thing. So I know that it can be done, right? Because I've done it. I'm not talking about some sort of theory, this is my life experience. But then you'll find the other sort of people who, they don't know how that feels. And like I say, you'll be surprised how many young people are lacking in social skills. It's not an opinion, it's a fact. It's something I see in the world all the time. So how do we get past this? Well, what allows us to show people who we are? What allows us to be ourselves? What allows us to come across as confident? It's all in the way that we present ourselves and the information that we have. Life is a results-based game, and the more you put in, the more you'll get out. If you're being a shell of a person, or not sharing your honest opinions or any of that sort of stuff, people won't know what to think of you. And you might think that means that you don't rock the boat, so you're very easy. Look, a strong character is always more likeable or unlikable, right? At least people will have an opinion on you. But yeah, you might be trying so hard to be likeable or to not be not likeable. But by trying not to be not likeable, you're also putting yourself in a position where your opinions and beliefs and thoughts are that weak in a social setting that you're also not going to be likeable. A lot of people, think about your school, right? If you're my age or maybe 5 years older or whatever, maybe even older than that, I don't know. Think back to your school days. Which kids can you remember? Which kids can you not? I guarantee the ones that you've forgotten are the ones that were below the social barrier, if you know what I mean. They just kept their head down and they did the work. They probably got an alright life somewhere, but what have they got in your memory? And what I mean by that is people remember and note and are drawn to social characters, which is why I think it's the most important thing that anyone can work on, right? Because you will get to a point if you don't do it, where you'll get your money up, your looks up, and then it's like, great, I feel great. Okay, how do I go out there in the world and be someone special? I don't know how to. Which is why this is so important. It's crucial. It's absolutely paramount, I think. If you can be a someone with nothing, no money to your name, no social status, and I don't mean that in terms of not being socially competent, I mean it in terms of not having any sort of fame or anything like that. If you can still be likable, those results will be magnified 10 times when you do become someone. And these results will carry through all your way to your life. Because your personality will change as you learn things and you grow and you see things and you experience things, right? You'll change as a person slightly. But what I'm saying is this, one thing that will always stay the same is what you know and what you can do. For instance, right, I know for a fact I can go into a room and we can have a meeting and I could present it with great ease, right? I'm making YouTube videos, I'm presenting myself to potentially an unlimited audience with ease, it's fine. I can have chats with randoms. It's great. You know, all this sort of stuff is easy. And I'm not saying it always was. There might have been a time where I'd have felt awkward doing all these sorts of things. But you'll feel much stronger about yourself if you have a sense of social value. Because humans are social animals, right? We're not solitary creatures, or we're not supposed to be. We're supposed to be in tribes, right? In packs. And yeah, we don't live in tribes anymore, but we live in the world. And the equivalent of today's tribes is our social settings. If you are not showing your true self and therefore aren't making friends or having connections in life, you are a human without a tribe. Like, think about that. You might be able to fit in the world in today's day and age, but think about the past, maybe in caveman days or stuff like that. Being an outcast to the tribe would be potentially life-threatening, right? Because we required each other much more. Now, we live in a day and age where you can get away with being socially incompetent, or having no social skills, let's say. And we live in a day and age where you can get away with not having friends or connections. But what's the genuine feelings that are going to come with that, right? Even if it's bad memories of falling outs and upset times. I do not regret any of the people that I've met. I do not regret making connections with them, because again, even if it went sour in the end, look, life is about experience. And money and items, they might make you happy momentarily. But yeah, you're going to be sat in that Lamborghini, let's say for example, and who's going to be in the passenger seat? Is it going to be a girl? Is it going to be one of your boys? No, it's not, because you don't have anybody. And I think that's kind of an example as to why it's so important. And we live in a day and age where a lot of this internet content implies that it's okay. Because, you know, you're on your Sigma grind. Is that just another way of saying that you just care about money, right? Look, I was very young when I understood how important social skills were. So I can't say I've ever really suffered. But what I am going to say is this. The times where I feel the most happy in my true self is not when I buy something new. That makes me happy, I'm not going to lie. But it's when I'm having a laugh with a friend or a connection with someone. And that's free, right? And then people might say, well, it means that you've got to go out for this and that's going to cost sales. Look, making a genuine connection with anyone, a friend, a girlfriend, a family member, whatever, it's free. Genuinely, it is. And it's more valuable than any money. Because if you've not got a strong support network, a strong group of people around you, then what have you truly got? That's what I question, right? And again, it's one thing that I do understand. That's why I've structured my life the way I have. I understand the importance of friendship groups and family and stuff like that. But how is that going to reflect in a lot of your lives, right? So what's my point here? Young people have lost their social skills. But I think it's the most important thing that they need to work on. Because the world will tell you and show you that you can live without them, right? You can get takeaway food delivered to your door, no need to interact with anyone. You can go to the restaurant by yourself, let's say, and you can order on one of those tap screens, right? No need to talk to anyone. Everything gets delivered to your door, no need to talk to anyone, no need to leave the house. It's fine. But the results will reflect that, right? Because I don't know. I'm not saying that I've ever struggled with social skills, but look at the things that have happened in our lifetime. We had 2 years or so where we weren't able to see anybody else. So I know how it feels to feel slightly isolated, right? We all had that time. You remember the one. So what I'm saying is this. That was an awful time. And some people live like that every day now. And they're afraid to not live like that. But they don't understand that it's the most important thing you can try. Being the best looking person in the world will only get you so far. Having all the money in the world will only get you so far. And then people can say whatever they want in the comment section. It's like, I'm better looking than you. Or, I have more money. Look, right? I live the lifestyle that I live. I'm trying to improve my life in some ways. I'm still going to the gym. I'm still building up my businesses. But what I'm saying is this. I have a meaningful life with people in it. And I'm not going to act like there's any amount of money that I would take to replace that. I value the people that I know. I value the connections that I've made. And I can't see a situation where it'd be worth not having that to have more money or to look smacks or any of this sort of stuff, right? It's just my opinion. But what I'm saying is this. Young people, I think from the images that we've been sold of a lifestyle, they don't understand that these popular influencers, right? They're socially competent. Look, they're influencers, right? So they must be able to speak well. They must be competent enough to make you want to either buy their page or subscribe to them or follow them or any of that stuff. So they've clearly got something. So how are you going to have your look, right? Because like I say, we can talk about all these influencers, but let's not fail to note that they are popular, famous, and there's a reason for that. So yeah, get your money up, improve your looks to the best of your abilities. And then what? I think that's a deep thing to think about. And a lot of young people use the escapist route, I think, of making more money, of building a better physique, whatever, and then they get there and then they find themselves in a position of emptiness. Because what else have they got? They still can't make the friends and get the girls that they want. That's what's worth thinking about, I think. I think it's where a lot of young people have failed. But hey, that's just my thoughts, and people have every right to disagree. So is the social element the most important thing that people can think about? Or should they focus on money? I just think that a lot of these young people are going to be in for a nasty surprise when they realise they can have all the money in the world, but if they don't have anything behind it, it means very little, maybe even nothing. And that's not a position that I think anyone would want to find themselves in. But that's all I have to say for this episode. Let me know your thoughts below. Does it make sense to follow the money, to just looks max? Or is the most important thing that young people need social skills? Because like I say, I'm talking about facts here, not just what I've seen on TikTok. This is my genuine life experience. Not of my life, I am quite confident. But you would be surprised how many young people aren't. And what's the effect of this going to be on their lives? Should they therefore focus on building confidence first? The thoughts in my head is that the answer is yes, because if we don't have that, what do we have? But let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.